Hello student, in my previous lecture I explained about Coriolis force, how it is acted on a moving body while it moves in a rotating frame, and also tells about the nature of Coriolis force and centrifugal force, that is would be the fictitious force. To validate the Newton's law of motion, this force is acted on a rotating frame while a object is moving. So the Coriolis acceleration is depend on the velocity of a moving object, while the centrifugal acceleration depend on the position of the object. So Coriolis force is fictitious force, but Coriolis acceleration is a real kinematic phenomena. This is not virtual, this is real. So we discuss here few more complex problems that will be beneficiary for IIT and NEET aspirant. So let us start. So we consider here, this is a rod having mass m, and this is at that particular point this is hinge, and insect having mass m, this rod having mass m and length l, and this insect is moving with respect to this rod vr velocity. So in this situation the rod is hinged about this point, and we have to calculate the torque required, torque acting on the rod so it can move with constant velocity. So here the omega is the angular velocity of the rod. This insect is moving here, or this point is hinged. So insect having also mass m, this rod is also mass m and length is l. We have to calculate the torque at time t. So in this scenario, while the insect is moving on the rod, the equation tau is equal to I into alpha not valid, because the while the insect is moving on the rod, moment of inertia is insect is regularly changing, so we can't apply this formula. So we apply for the torque, that would be dl by dt, change in linear angular momentum. This is the torque. So the torque would be angular momentum, would be I into omega. So I for insect and I for the rod. So moment of inertia of rod about this axis would be ml square by 3, and we suppose after t time the distance covered would be t into vr. This is the distance at time t is equal to t, and at time t is equal to 0 its velocity of insect is also 0. So this time t, suppose the insect reach that particular situation, so here we can write the moment of inertia, that will be t into vr square mr square and into omega. Omega is the angular velocity. So differentiate this term with respect to t. So this becomes 0 plus m d omega over dt would be, because of the rod is moving with constant velocity, so d omega by dt would be 0. So only this term by this term becomes 0. So this term taking first as a first function. So omega, so we can write here 2m differentiation of this term 2m and first and second function. So this becomes t differentiation of this term plus Vr, and this becomes, so this is acceleration. The insect is moving with constant velocity, so this term also becomes 0, and this terms t into V are also here, 2 times m, and this term and differentiation of this term. This is first and second. So this would be multiplied by 2m. So this would be omega into 2m t Vr square. So we can write here 2m t. This is the torque. If rod is moving the anti-clockwise direction, the torque moving in clockwise direction. So here we can write also the motion of the insect would be like this. This is spiral motion. This type of spiral motion, this insect, when we see the insect from the inertial frame, we would see the motion of the insect will be spiral, this type. So we can calculate out easily here. We know the Coriolis force is minus 2m omega vector cross Vr vector. This is Coriolis force. So we know, so we also write here 2m Vr vector cross omega. Minus sign change, the cross product also change. So the Vr vector in this direction or omega is in perpendicular, so force will be in downward situation, downward force. This is Coriolis force, and we have to multiply it by on taking the torque about point O. This is the distance at time t. So torque would be, this is another matter. This is genuine approach. So this will be 2m Vr vector cross omega vector cross Vr. This is radial velocity of the insect with respect to rod. This is constant radial velocity. It is moving with constant radial velocity with respect to rod, not with respect to the inertial frame. It is, this is radial velocity is with respect to this frame. This is non-inertial frame. This is in Coriolis force, the velocity is relative velocity. This is the relative velocity of the object with respect to rotating frame, not inertial frame. With respect to rotating frame. So torque would be 2m Vr square into omega into t. Vr into t. This is the distance. So omega into t. This is also gives the same result. So this is question here I discuss. So further we have discussed here the problem for that is explaining you the inertial frame of reference. Well, while a body experiences the time varying angular velocity, the situation is here. Here we take, a string, it is non-stretchable, and a mass that is 2 kg, and string having the length of, that is r naught, 4 meter, and its angular velocity, that is initial, it 2 radian per second. So in this scenario, this rod is, this string is attached with a mass is attached with a string, or this string is non-stretchable, or this is on a horizontal plane. So this is a horizontal plane, and the it and here a hole is made, and this string is thrown by a velocity, this velocity of thread, that is 2 meter per second. So the motion of this mass would be like this. This is spiral motion. This is motion. So here the scenario is this: this mass is rotating on a horizontal plane in this direction, and in this direction, in horizontal plane, this mass is rotating, and at that particular point, the thread, and this is the mass, and that particular point, the thread is thrown down with velocity v, that is 2 meter per second. So we have to find out when the radius would be 2 meter. This radius initially is r naught, this is 4 meter. When we, from hole, this is a horizontal plane, this is a horizontal plane, this string, this mass is attached with a string, or this mass is moving with angular velocity with omega naught, this is 2 radian per second. At some instant, when we pull here the string, so when pulling the string, this distance would be reduces. When this distance reduces to 2 meter, then we have to find at that particular situation when the length is, horizontal length is 2 meter, then we have to find in string the tension, the radial acceleration, the normal acceleration, the tangential acceleration, transverse acceleration, transverse alpha, angular acceleration, and radius of curvature. So in this problem, we have to find these values. So we can write here, suppose this distance is r naught. Suppose this distance is r. This is r naught. Initial length is r, suppose, or this distance is r. R is equal to 4 meter. So we can write here total length is 4 meter. So r plus, initially this distance is, when this distance is 0, then r would be maximum length. We have to find the, when the length of, horizontal length of the string is 2 meter, then we have to find these values. So r plus y, this distance, suppose y, would be 4. Differentiate with respect to time, this would be dr over dt plus dy by dt would be 0. So dy by dt is the velocity of the thread, so dr by dt would be minus 2. So we know centrifugal acceleration and d2ry dt square would be 0. Radial acceleration in the inertial frame. This problem is solved out in inertial frame. Inertial frame of reference, because this frame is fixed, not moving. So this would be d2ry dt square minus r omega square. This is radial acceleration. So this term is 0. Now we have to calculate the radial acceleration at that particular situation when the string length is 2 meter. Initially the string length is 4 meter. When this length is thrown down from the hole is making on a platform. This mass is attached with a string, non-stretchable, that is moving on a horizontal platform, and the other end a hole is made and this string is thrown down from the hole. So the radius would, when the radius would be 2 meter, we have to find that values, the tension, radial acceleration, normal acceleration, tangential acceleration, transverse acceleration, angular acceleration, and radius of curvature. So AR would be at that instant when the radius is 2 meter. So we have to calculate here R omega. Omega would be, suppose, omega naught square. So we have to find the omega naught. We have omega initial. So we let consider here. This is the mass m, and initially r is equal to 4 meter, and at some instant this length would be reduced to 2 meter. When we have to find the values, this is the mass m, the motion would be like this type. So we also show here. So here, see over here, this mass and this omega is given 2 radian per second. Here this value will be omega naught. This is r naught. Suppose r naught, omega naught, yeah, r1, omega 1, whatever you want to consider. So here the velocity component, the perpendicular here, so this would be, let's say, v, r into omega, that should be 8 meter per second, and here we don't have the omega. So at that point, say O. So torque at O would be 0. So we conserve angular momentum. This is initial position. So we write here Li is equal to Lf. Li would be m v perpendicular r perpendicular, m r perpendicular v perpendicular, and m r not perpendicular and v not perpendicular. This is r naught. So this its tangential component will be v naught. This is v naught, this is v. M cancel out. So v naught would be r into v, 4 into 8, and this is r naught is 2. So this becomes 16 meter per second. This is v naught. This is v naught. So omega naught would be v naught upon r naught. 16 by r naught is 2. This become 8 radian per second. So here we put the value. So AR, radial acceleration, amplitude r naught. This is r naught. So 2 into 8 square. This would be 128 meter per second square. This is radial acceleration. Now we have to calculate out the tension. This would be m r naught omega naught square. We have to calculate as the values at this final position. This is the initial position, this is the final position. When the stretchable string length would be the 2 meter. Initially this length is 4 meter, and thereafter when it is thrown downward by the velocity, this velocity, then we have to find the all values for that situation. So put the value here. Mass is 2, this is 2, this is 8 square, this becomes 256 Newton. So we have to calculate here transverse acceleration. So here the tension acted. So the transverse acceleration, transverse acceleration would be r alpha. This would be r naught alpha minus plus 2 v omega. So transverse acceleration would be 0 in this particular situation because of here the tensile force acted, here no force is acted. So no force is acted, the velocity would be constant. So acceleration velocity would be constant, then acceleration would be 0. So r naught is 2 alpha minus the velocity is negative here, dy dt. So this terms become 2 minus 2, this becomes minus, and this is omega naught. The value of omega naught is 8. So 2 cancel out, alpha becomes 16 radian per second square. 16 radian per second square. So we have calculate out here the normal acceleration and tangential acceleration. So centrifugal acceleration we have to value ar, that is 128 meter per second square. This is acting in this direction. So redo it. This angle suppose theta. This length is 4, this length is 2, and a centrifugal acceleration is acting in this direction, and this is normal acceleration, normal to the mass, and this is tangential acceleration. This would be tangential acceleration, at. This is normal acceleration, this is tangential acceleration. This is normal acceleration, this is tangential acceleration. This is ar. This is ar. So at would be written as ar cos theta, and an would be written as ar. This is ar. At would be ar sin theta. No. This angle also theta. Cos theta is right. And an would be ar sin theta. So we have to calculate here. We have ar, value of ar. We have to calculate cos theta and sin theta. So easily calculate. This velocity is given. The perpendicular component of the velocity, this velocity is 2 meter per second. This velocity is 16 meter per second. This angle is theta. Draw a perpendicular here, and like this, and this is so this angle is theta, so this angle also be theta. This distance 16, so this distance is also 16 meter per second. So this would be the resultant. 16 square, 16 whole square, 256 and 260. So cos theta would be cos theta base upon, this is base or this is hypotenuse, 260. Sin theta would be perpendicular and hypotenuse, 16 upon root 260. This is cos theta and sin theta. So by putting the value of AR, cos theta, we can calculate out ET and AN, and this would be V net, velocity net. We know radius of curvature, that is V net square upon radial acceleration, sorry, upon AR. So V net is root 230 whole square, or AR is 128, not AR. V net square upon normal acceleration. Radius of curvature is V net, velocity net square, upon normal acceleration. The acceleration would be this. This is the normal acceleration. This would be AR sin theta. So V net, this is root 260 whole square. AR is 128, or sin theta we have 16 into by root 260. This is solution. So we have calculate here all parameters. Now we discuss another problem. Here we take a disc. This is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. The scenario is, this is a disc, and this is it. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. The disc is rotating about z-axis. So this is k cap direction. Omega is k cap. Disc is rotating in k cap direction, and a coin is vertically dropped on a disc at coordinate a, 0. So we have to find the distance traveled at time t and its trajectory of the coin during this is. So this is a non-inertial frame. Disc is rotating with angular velocity omega about the z-axis. So in the disc frame we can write the force equation. We know when the disc is rotating, or earth is also rotating, so both the scenario are same, both are non-inertial frames. So we can write the force equation. Forces on disc frame. This frame reference, rotating frame reference, we have writing here F rotational. So F force would be m omega square r vector minus 2m omega vector. This is Coriolis force. This is centrifugal force. M omega vector cross Vr. Suppose that is relative. This when the coin is dropped here, then the motion of the coin with respect to disk, that is V. So we can write here V vector. So here we write acceleration m omega square r vector minus 2m omega vector cross V vector. Here we write cancel out, so acceleration would be, this is in xy frame, so acceleration would be x dot I cap, x suppose in I cap, and y double dot j cap. This is acceleration, and this is omega, so omega square x I cap plus y j cap. This is 2m. So this would be omega vector cross V vector. Omega vector is omega k cap, and V is velocity is both directions, that is x dot I cap plus y dot j cap. Here x cap is dx over dt, and y dot is dy over dt. So we write here x dot for dx over dt, y dot for dy over dt. So x for xi, this is xi plus yj, this is r vector. So we just write here x double dot I cap plus y double dot j cap omega square x I cap plus y j cap minus 2 minus cancel out, so no need of m here, so multiply, so this becomes 2 omega, here x I cap k cap cross I cap I j k cross I k cross I, that would be minus j, and plus omega is outside, so k cross j k cross I positive j, k I j positive, this is also I, k cross I k cross I j, and k cross j opposite, so this will be minus I y. So separate I and j, so x d2y over dt square, this is d2y over dt square. So I cap component here omega square x, and this is minus y, minus plus, so this becomes plus 2 omega y, and y double dot y यानी j omega square y minus 2 omega x. This is x dot, this is y dot. So 2 omega x dot, 2 omega y dot. So we can in this equation, this is the function of y and y double dot is the function of x. So for solving this equation, we have to multiply by I. I is under root minus 1. This is a complex. This is a iota. This I is iota. The value of I square is minus 1. This is defined in complex number. This is iota and we have multiplied here with the iota. So this becomes I y double dot. X double dot is d2x over dt square. Y double dot is d2y over dt square. So rearrange these terms. So this would be omega square common x plus iy. Yes. Plus if we take minus, then it would be 2 omega common, 2 omega, 2 omega. So this would be x minus y. This would be I. So xi minus y. So this would be omega square x plus iy minus x plus iy. For making this term I square, I is multiplied here inside. So this becomes 2 omega I square is equal to 1 minus 1. So this becomes I square xi minus y. Okay. So I square is minus 1. 1 I placed inside. So this becomes I square. This becomes I. So this becomes I square is equal to minus 1 minus x. I square is equal to minus 1. This becomes minus. So this is minus, this is also minus. So this minus and this minus and this plus and this minus. Solve. X bar plus I cap y double bar, y double dot. So let's consider x plus iy. So we remove here and further proceed the problem. So let's consider x plus iy is equal to x plus iy is equal to p. So this becomes p square. P not p square. This becomes p double dot. And this becomes omega x dot iy this is x dot, this is y dot, this is x dot, this is y dot. So omega square p minus 2 omega, oh, 2 omega I p, p dot. So we can write it d2p over dt square is equal to omega square p minus 2 omega I dp over dt. This is the x, x dot is equal to dx over dt. Then we can write dp double dot is equal to d2p. This is the second order differential equation, d2p over dt square plus 2 omega I dp over dt plus this becomes minus omega square p is equal to 0. So this is the second order differential equation. So we put here p is equal to e raised to power alpha t. Alpha is the root. So double differentiation of the this terms, dp over dt becomes alpha e raised to power alpha t, and d2p over dt square becomes alpha square e raised to power alpha t, and p is equal to e raised to power alpha t. E raised to power alpha t, in putting the value here, cut. So this quadratic becomes, this is differential, second order differential equation. This form a quadratic. So quadratic becomes d2p over, this becomes alpha plus 2 omega I, this is alpha minus omega square, this is 0. So we can write here as 2 omega I alpha, this would be written as I into omega whole square. I square is equal to minus 1. This is iota. I square minus 1. So this would minus 1 would be written as I square. So this is I alpha plus I omega whole square is equal to 0. So alpha would be minus I omega and minus I omega. So these roots are equal. So we know for second order differential equation, if roots are equal, then the quadratic, when the p would be c1 plus c2 e raised to power alpha t, and when the roots are distinct, then the equation is c1 plus c2 e raised to power alpha t. Then the roots are equal, then the equation will be c1 plus t c2 bracket e raised to power alpha t. So alpha, this equation is valid. The roots are equal. When the roots are imaginary, then the equation would be e raised to power cos alpha bracket c1 cos alpha t cos beta t plus c2 sin beta t. This is the equation for when the roots are imaginary. So we have to apply here the roots are equal. So this is also discussed in the RLC circuit with DC source. These are the same results. These are the same results, very important results, second order differential equation, when the roots are distinct, when the roots are equal, when the roots are imaginary. So we apply here the equation for the same root, that would be alpha t. So C1 plus C2 P, this is P. So we have to find the quadratic in the form of P. So P, distance at T, P is the distance at T. This is, suppose d2i over dt square plus 1 r by l di by dt plus 1 by lc is equal to 0. Then we have to write I is equal to c1 e raised to power alpha t plus c2 t e raised to power alpha t, c1 c2. So here the root alpha root ठीक है, t is the time, t is the time. So this is the time, this is the time, this is the root, alpha is the root minus iota omega t, alpha t. So we can write here, this is x plus iy. We write x plus iy is equal to p. So this will be c1 plus c2 t e raised to power minus iota omega t. So when the coin is dropped in this on this disc, the coordinate was a comma 0. So x is equal to a and y is equal to 0. So this becomes a. c1 then time t is equal to 0. Then x is equal to a. This is given in question. So a is equal to c1 plus this term becomes 0. T is equal to 0. Or and e raised to power 0 1. So c1, this constant becomes a, and we differentiate d2p over dt square. This is the first function, c1 c2t and minus iota omega and e raised to power minus iota omega t and plus e raised to power minus iota omega t into differentiation of c1 0 and c2t. This is c2. So where the coin is vertically dropped on the disc, its velocity is also 0. This is the velocity of coin. This is 0. This is t at time t is equal to 0. This is c1. So 0 becomes c1 minus iota omega or e raised to power 0 1 plus e raised to power 0 1 plus c2. c2 becomes c1 is a. So a iota omega. This is c2. A iota omega. So put the value here. So we remove here. We remove here. We remove. So this equation we have put the values. So x plus iy would be c1, this is a, plus a iota omega t e raised to power minus I omega t. This is iota. So e raised to power minus I omega t. This is Euler's formula, cos omega t plus I sin omega t. So I plus iy would be a plus a omega t I. This is a complex number, and this would be also expressed in a complex number. This is cos omega t plus minus iota sin omega t. This is cos omega t minus iota sin omega t e raised to power minus I omega t. So multiplied here, x plus iy is equal to the real term, the So this becomes a cos omega t I square minus 1. So this becomes plus minus, this becomes plus this is t plus a omega t sin omega t. This is x, and y would be iota this term a omega t iota a omega t cos omega t, and this term minus a sin omega t. This is x and this is y. So for the trajectory of the coin, this is omega, this is radial distance. When the coin is dropped here, this is coin, this is distance x is equal to a. So this path would be like as. So we solved 3 complex problem here discussed with you. I hope this session would be very beneficiary for IIT and IIT G Advanced and NEET aspirant. So thanks for watching this video and take care.